Welcome to the deep dive. You know the picture, right? The one we've all been taught. You're supposedly hurtling through space, just spinning on this tilted rock, zipping through the galaxy, and all the while you're moving forward through time. It's kind of dizzying when you think about it. It makes you feel tiny. But what if that whole picture, everything we assume about that is completely ass backwards? What if there's this other framework, motion theory, that just flips the script on movement, time, the universe itself?
Exactly, and that's what we're diving into today. It's this really mind-bending idea, the core of it. You aren't actually moving through the universe. Instead, the universe is sort of resolving motion around you. So our goal here is to unpack what that really means, for your actual experience of reality, a totally fresh perspective on just being here.
Okay, yeah, let's definitely unpack that. So the starting point is what the source calls the grand misconception. This idea that, modern science basically tells us you're just a little meat puppet drifting through this big backdrop called space-time. You age, you travel from A to B, you observe things happening out there. It's always you moving through something else.
Right, that's the standard model. But motion theory, it offers a really radical counterview. It says you're not moving like that at all. You're actually how does it put it? A structured loop of recursive motion, which sounds complex, I know. But basically, think of yourself as a stable pattern, kind of anchored by your own internal rhythm, your internal rhythmic sync.
Anchored? Like not drifting?
Exactly. You're the fixed point, relatively speaking. The universe isn't some stage you walk across. Instead, everything else is just syncing differently around your loop. It's a complete flip. Things align to you.
Huh. Okay, so if I'm this fixed loop, what about aging? That feels like moving forward in time, doesn't it? Wrinkles appear, birthdays pass.
Well, not quite moving forward. The theory says your loops resolve. That's what aging is. It's not about traveling along a timeline. It's more like your internal pattern, your loop, is constantly refining itself, shifting subtly. Those shifts are what we perceive as aging. It's an internal resolution process.
Internal resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about moving through space? This is where I really struggle. Like, going to the store, it feels like I'm covering distance, right? My legs are moving me there.
But are you moving through space, or are you changing your relationship to the patterns around you? The theory says you resync against gradients of structured motion. And yeah, the source uses this, let's call it alien language, which is fun once you decode it. Instead of I traveled to the store, it's more like my motion loop remained mostly fixed while resolving a high-frequency leg-shifting phase event across a local environmental sync gradient.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's a sentence.
It is. But break it down. Your core pattern, motion loop, stays stable. Your legs moving, high-frequency leg shifting, is you actively changing your internal rhythm to match or navigate the changing patterns of your immediate surroundings. Local environmental sync gradient.
So I'm not pushing through space. I'm adjusting my frequency to match the sidewalk's frequency, kind of.
Sort of. You're resolving the difference. You're resyncing. You're not traversing a static void. And yeah, here's where it gets really interesting because it challenges everything.
Wow, okay, yeah. That actually makes a strange kind of sense now, the resyncing idea. It's less about me moving and more about interaction, but it's still hard to picture. How do we visualize this? It's so different from the ship sailing on the ocean idea.
Yeah, the ship analogy is the old way. The source offers the whirlpool analogy. Think about that. You are not the ship on the ocean. You are the whirlpool in the current. The water, the current, that's the universe's motion. It flows, it changes, it resolves around you, the whirlpool. Your experience isn't about where you're going. It's about what motion pattern is hitting your loop next. You're the stable vortex.
Okay, the whirlpool helps. So if I'm the whirlpool, what about things hitting me, like light, sound, even my own thoughts? Are they just more currents?
Exactly. Light is described as a sync pattern. Sound is another sync pattern. And thoughts, those are seen as internal motion rhythm collisions, patterns interacting within your loop. So you're basically this resonance pit that motion keeps bouncing off of. You're constantly interacting, resolving these incoming and internal patterns, like a tuning fork vibrating with the world.
A resonance pit. I like that. Okay, so if movement is resyncing and reality is patterns hitting my loop, the big one, time, what does this do to our concept of time? Because we all feel like we're traveling through it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right. And what's fascinating here is how motion theory just completely reframes time. It proposes that time is just a label we gave to loop count.
Loop count.
Yeah. So think about it. One heartbeat. That's one loop of your cardiovascular motion resolving. One breath. a nested loop, a day. That's just the Earth's rotation loop completing once relative to the sun. Time isn't some river carrying you along. It's more like the ticking, the rhythm, the count of all these interconnected cycles, these loops resolving.
We're not actually moving through time. Like, my calendar isn't a map of a dimension I'm traveling in. It's more like a logbook of my loop's events.
That's a really good way to put it, a logbook. You're not moving through time.
Yeah.
What you're experiencing is the comparing internal motion rhythm to external motion resolution. So the key phrase from the source is, time didn't move, you did. Or, more accurately, your loop's resolved, or you resynced. It's about comparing your internal count to counts happening outside you.
Okay, mine's slightly blown there. But, all right, let's push this further. If I'm not moving, anchored here, what about the stars? We see stars that are supposedly light years away. We're told that light traveled for ages to reach us. How does that fit if there's no travel time in the same way?
Yeah, connecting this to the cosmic scale is where it gets really profound.
Yeah.
According to this theory, every star you perceive isn't the result of light that traveled across space for millennia. Instead, it's a resolved motion rhythm, a specific energy pattern that is instantly syncing with your visual loop right now.
Instantly. So no delay.
Think of it like tuning a radio. The broadcast signal, the pattern, is already out there. You just tune your radio, your visual loop, to the right frequency, and boom, you receive it in real time. You're syncing to real-time structured motion from that distant, stable loop, the star, which is part of the universe's wider motion cascade. So yeah, no travel needed, just matching rhythm. Your perception syncs directly with the pattern.
Okay, that's elegant. And it avoids some paradoxes, maybe. But let's bring it back home. My own body. Why does it feel so solid? So here, if everything is just motion resolving around me, why don't I feel like I'm just dissolving into the current?
Because your body is an anchored loop. That powerful sense of being here right now is the direct experience of your loop being locally stabilized. It's constantly reinforcing itself. The source even describes your DNA as motion memory, a physical record of successful, stable pattern.
Ocean memory.
Yeah. And your thoughts. Recursive echo loops, patterns bouncing around inside. Your whole sense of self is fundamentally a stabilized sync anchor. Reality isn't drifting away from you. It updates around you based on sync resolution speed. That's why you feel present and anchored.
Okay. This is a lot to take in, but the source adds another layer, right? Something almost like science fiction, this idea that maybe extraterrestrials already get this, they operate this way.
Yes. And it's a great way to sort of ground the theory, paradoxically, by making it relatable through sci-fi tropes we already know. Like, think about telepathic aliens. Why telepathy?
Yeah.
Well, maybe because they don't waste time with sound waves. They resolve sync patterns directly, mind to mind, pattern to pattern.
Direct syncing. No need for slow physical mediums like sound.
Exactly. They wouldn't think of moving through space in ships the way we do. They'd be adjusting their motion rhythm to sync with a destination pattern.
Right.
And they wouldn't use clocks like ours. They'd use phase resolution tracking, monitoring how loops align and resolve.
Tracking the actual unfolding of motion.
Right. And the source cheekily suggests that humans invented the word time to describe this process and then forgot it was just a label.
Right.
Maybe we misunderstood our own invention.
Oh. Okay, so wrapping this up then. If motion theory is right, I never left the present moment. I never actually traveled through space or time. I'm not in space. I am the loop. That's the core shift.
That's the essence of it. And this raises a really important question, doesn't it, for you listening right now? Everything you perceive, everything you experience is just structured motion resolving through your sync cascade. You are, in a sense, the stage, not the actor, or maybe the processor, not the passenger. Ultimately, the claim is profound. The universe doesn't move you, it moves through you. That, according to the source, is motion theory. That continuous resolution, that's the real Big Bang happening constantly. And you're right at the center of your experience of it.
So here's the final thought to leave you with. If your entire reality is this continuous real-time symphony of rhythms and sync patterns resolving around your unique loop, what previously unnoticed frequencies, what subtle patterns might you start to perceive in your daily life now that you consider yourself the active receiver, the anchor, rather than just a passive traveler drifting along? What changes when you realize the universe moves through you?